So I wanted to talk to you today about why we get so frustrated with the analogy as people that are grieving different types of losses. Why we get so frustrated with the 5 stages of grief. And the reason why, let's just get this right out the gate, right within the first few minutes of this video. The reason why is because these stages were crafted for us to face our own mortality. And so if you are someone that has lost a person, you are following a model that doesn't really adapt to your current situation. And so it's time to identify what it's like to experience grief, the highs, the lows, and everything messy layered in between. Okay, so let's talk about it. Grief happens because you had a significant person in your life pass away. Grief happens when you have built a lifestyle with this person, a routine, consistent patterns, communication, habit, relationship, okay, with this person, and you no longer can engage in those same patterns, conversations, and activities, or at least that's what I thought when I had my loss. But the reality is that grief is not a stage, it is a staircase. And you are going to go up and down that staircase, having good days, bad days, and everything in between. And that is what I call the messy layers of grief and the staircase of grief. So with grief, you take a step forward each day, you lean into acceptance, you tell yourself mentally, this person is no longer here, and yet emotionally, your heart is rippling with the after effects of the physical form of that person not being present. But there are many, many ways that you can honor someone's memory, that you can engage with them beyond them being physically present. Okay? One thing I want to do is encourage you that no matter what grief step you are on within that grief staircase and all of its messy layers, that everything that you're experiencing is absolutely normal. And if it reassures you, what is normal anyway? Do we even know what normal is? Our systems, our nervous systems, our emotional regulation, those are all very complex systems. And grief is built in. Post-traumatic growth and being able to have your mind protect you in grief is all a part of that system and that process. So there's nothing weird or strange about you grieving any set period of time. There's nothing weird or strange about you missing that person and having a good day where you're laughing and smiling and quietly judging yourself for laughing and smiling. All of those behaviors are normal when it comes to grief. And so again, grief is not a stage. It's not a moment where you hit a wall and get stuck. Grief really truly is a process, a journey, a timeline that you really never know what the ending is. And the reason you don't know the ending is because you are adapting to a new way of living. You had a physical person, a presence in your life that is no longer physically available to you. That doesn't mean that depending on your belief system that person is not spiritually or energetically available to you, but that's another video. But it just means that there are going to be ups and downs along the way. I experienced my loss 5 years ago, and some people would say, well, Gabby, why are you still talking about it? 5 years ago was a long time. Well, it's because grief is a process. Grief is a staircase. Again, you're going to have good days, bad days, and everything in between. And so that is why I created this community. I am not just a life coach. I am a grief educator. I have been through different types of losses, and I want to encourage you to know that there is no systematic approach. Grief really is like a staircase. You can deal with your grief like a backpack that you wear. Some days you decide to face it and tackle some of the pieces, and other days you set it down and it will be right there waiting for you to wear it and put it back on. So, yeah, it's okay to be unsure. It's okay to not know what to do next, and it's okay to say, man, I thought I was further along than this. And realize and wake up one day and realize that you are frozen in your grief. You are physically and emotionally frozen in your grief. That is all normal. And just know that that happens. That happens to all of us. That happens to everyone. So, yeah, I just wanted to encourage you today if you are trying to unpack the thought that you should be further along in your grief journey or you should be, quote unquote, completely healed from your grief. Grief transforms you. Fun fact, not so fun fact, right? Grief transforms you and makes you feel like you are taking on a new identity, a new life without this person in your life. And it doesn't have to be a spouse loss, it could be anybody in your immediate family, it could be a friend, a coworker, a neighbor, anybody that had a significant impact in your life. And so some people say grief is the cost of love. I would say grief is the cost of relationship. You had someone that you could physically rely on, someone that you could talk to, and now that presence is gone again, or so you thought. But again, that's another video. So, what I want you to walk away from this time together is knowing that there are going to be highs and lows in regards to your grief journey. Grief is not something that you can speed dial through and put a timeline on. Grief is something that takes systematic progress, daily progress to face, to navigate, to cope with. And so I hope that encourages you to know that you aren't alone. There are many people out here that are grieving alongside you, and that you are not weird or strange for processing grief years into life. That's absolutely normal as well. So again, if this content resonates with you, let me know, reach out, connect with me. I'd be happy to assist you with your healing goals, with exploring your healing language, and with more educational tips and conversations around grief, which for some reason nobody really wants to talk about. Not sure why that is, but I'm here to talk about the hard conversations. I'm here to encourage you and support you along the way. And so, thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day.